Hello, my YouTube world. This is Johnny Moe coming to you in just a few minutes with my official review and walk around of the Ferris Z2. The official review, walk around of the Ferris Z2 Standard Vanguard EFI, 28 horsepower, 61-inch deck. Look at this, guys. Look at these steel beams. My goodness, this thing is built like a tank. And I thought the Z3 was built. Look at this thing. Wow. This thing is heavy duty. Right off the rip, telling you right now, it's heavy duty. If you think that this thing isn't heavy duty, look at those beams. Flat free front tire, 61-inch deck. Don't know why this is, but my 61-inch 3200 puts a lot of grass on the deck. I had to blow it off a couple times a day. I've not had to blow this off yet. I don't know what the difference is. Wish I did. But you know me, we're going to get into the things I like and the things I dislike. So walking around this is a must feature for me now. This is just so awesome. Look, you unclamp this, bring that down here, put it in a container, clamp it back up. Take this stuff off, pull the filter out, put a filter back in, fill it up, oil changed. Can't beat that. So we're walking back here. We're looking at the spring system. The platform is unbelievable. Nice and comfortable. Just really awesome. Really like this. Look how easy it is for me to get in transport. Just pull this back, boom. Pull this back, set it in there. You're in transport mode, guys. There's no reaching your hands through the fan and trying to unscrew something or flip a lever. This is just nice. Well thought out. We're in transport mode. I'm getting unstuck right away. Bing, bang, boom. Love it. Ferris really thought that through. Platform is very comfortable. No issues with the platform. Let me come off the rip and just tell you this. This is not a review of sit versus stand. Keep watching my videos because I am going to be putting out a video of my thoughts sit versus stand. So you're up here. This is your left side. This is where your controls are. This is where your deck lift assist is. You just pull it back, push the button, and it goes down. Push it back, automatically locks in. I have noticed that if you hit a big enough bump, this will come back and click on you if you're not paying attention. I only hit one bump, and that's because I was really going at it just to see if I can make it do it. It did it, so I just want to make you aware of it. It does do it. Now, this right here, once you get this numbering system down, it's fine. Which height is which height. The thing that I don't like about this is that this pin does not set in easy. Like on my zero turn, you just pick it up, set it. See, look. I know it. I'm serious, guys. This isn't a joke. Okay, there it is. It's like you're trying to find the hole. What I think is the problem is there's too much space in between this bar and the other bar. So I'm not a fan of that. It just takes too much time to play around and find it. And I've had this thing for a week, and I changed deck heights quite a bit. So I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know if they can fix that or not. It's not a deal breaker for me, but it is an annoyance. Hand positioning is fine for me. The layout where the controls are fine. I mean, here's the key. Just look, snap the key, you're done. Pull up, you're done. This is a little bit of an issue because I like to feather that, especially when I'm going up against houses and different things and I'm 2 passes away and I don't want it to blow in. Sometimes I will try to pull this back. Now, this is snapped into place. All right, so right here, look, listen. So you snapped it into place. So it's kind of locked there so it doesn't vibrate back. Great feature. The problem is it's hard to feather it back when you're trying to feather it back so you're not blowing all the debris over there. A little bit of a issue. I'm sure I'll get used to it, but a little bit of an issue. But down here, there's my gas meter down there. I'm not even going to make an excuse for this. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not going to be a goofy person and say, well, you know, it's not that bad of a deal. It's a stupid deal. That's bad. That's bad. That needs to be fixed. I don't know how you do it. I can understand why it can't be brought up here because of the length of it and different things like that. But I find myself out in the field just lifting this up and looking at it through there. I don't like it. Not a fan of it. 23-inch tires. Deck overhang here. Nice. 23-inch tires. Deck overhang here. Now, see, this is why this channel is so important for the lawn care world. You would think, wow, that's great for trimming. It is. But here's the problem. That's a big overhang. So the tire, weight of the tires, it cuts it and then it presses it down. Because it's pressing it down, it allows airflow through this back side of the deck and even up there. So what happens is this little side's collecting a lot of air. So it's got this pressed down look in the tire wells, but right here, this isn't pressing it down, so you have different length of grass here. So when you come back the opposite way, you'll notice that this grass is a little higher than the rest of the grass. So you either have to go over it again, or you have to turn it around and just overhang just a little bit. It's cutting it, but because there's so much airflow getting through there, it's not sucking it up and cutting it real crisp and clean. And I've noticed that since the grass is drying out, it's just kind of laying it over. So when you turn around, from here to there is cut. But from there, it looks a little weird. It's not that it's not cut, it just looks a little weird. I'm sure the next couple weeks I'll be able to figure that out, and I will have a fix for it, meaning I will be able to overlap properly. It messes up your stripes. It gives you a little stripe, a bigger stripe, a little stripe, a bigger stripe. Not a huge issue. It's just something I noticed with this particular deck. I think if it was a 24-inch tire, it'd probably be better, and the overhang wouldn't be so long, and you'd still get a good trim side stability, as opposed to the 26-inch tire where there's hardly any trim side. So I know you guys are getting mad at me, like, oh, you said the 26 didn't have enough trim. Now this has trim, and now you're mad about it. What I'm mad about, I'm not mad. It's just hard for me to get that other line coming back the other way because it just doesn't look right. Because you're going over, say that's 6 inches. Well, there's 6 inches, that stripe. So when you turn it around, you got to try to find that 6-inch mark and just hit the 6-inch mark. And what happens is you end up going in 3 inches, and it's a little tough. Maybe I'll get used to it. I could. Just as of right now, it's a little awkward with 23-inch tires. Let me see. Make sure these are 23-inch tires. So that's been an issue, a little bit of an issue for me, is trying to get used to the deck overhang and trying to cut and match it up. Not that big of a deal. Gas tank's not that big of a deal. They say it's only 7 gallons. I wish it was a little bit more. Fuel, it's very fuel efficient. Haven't had any issues with that whatsoever. So I've given you some of what I like, some of what I don't like. I'm not done with this review quite yet, but what I really want to say is this machine is very well built. I'm just going to say, man, look at that. Look at those. That is a beast of a. These are steel beams. These can hold up the Empire State Building, guys. Wow. I like this. I got some plans for this too. I got some plans for this coming in the future. Battery's easy to get to. Everything's easy. This thing loves hills. I like it on hills. I have no issues on a hill with it. The only issue I had is I decided to be really brave with this thing and take it straight up a hill and turn around and come down the hill. Now, I want to preface this by saying that I would never have taken my zero turn up the hill I took it. I just wouldn't have done it. So I went up the hill and I turned around and the thing is facing down the hill. The tire started slipping in the back. it just slip, 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 and then it caught itself about in the middle, and then I finished off the hill. I went side to side on the hill, on hills that I would have never taken my zero turn. Side to side on the hill seems to be very good with this machine. Not an issue with it. I've had no issues with hillside stability other than I took it straight up a hill, turned it, and faced the machine straight down, and she slid down. That was an issue, but I would have never did that with my zero turn. My zero turn does do the hills I need it to do, but this will go a pass further. So if I'm on the side of a hill and my zero turn slips here, this one will go one pass down the hill better. So I love the hillside stability of this. I cannot compare it to anything else other than what I've used. The Toro 3000 to me is one of the best hillside stabilities that I've ever used. I felt comfortable all the time. I do feel comfortable with this, and I want to preface this by saying that the hill that I took this on and turned it around, I would have never taken a zero turn on it. I just wouldn't have. When I turned it around and it was facing down, she was sliding the whole way down. I wasn't out of control, but the tires were slipping, slipping, slipping. And I didn't want to let go because I didn't want it to go I didn't want to pick up speed and then not be able to stop on the bottom. So should have never did it, but I just was really wanting to push the issue with this machine. Very well built. I highly suggest it. I just like the machine. I'm going to give you a total review. My next couple videos will be sit down versus stand up. And I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep running it. We're going to play around with it. I do not know if I'm going to add this to my fleet or not, but it's well worth it. I was thinking the Z2, in my mind, wasn't built well, didn't go on hills well, and didn't have the power. This thing has plenty of power. The Z2 absolutely does hills. I don't know why. I've heard I heard it wasn't built as well. This thing is built like a tank. Built like a tank. Those are beams, dude. Look at those. Something I do miss about the 3200 is my 3200 goes with the contours of the ground. Now that this is a fixed frame, there are certain aspects where this frame lifts up while you're going, and it leaves a little bit of things uncut, whereas where the deck will go like this on my Ferris. I did miss that. I'm not used to cutting with a fixed frame. So that was an issue. And the Z3, I think, has that kind of catty-wonka thing like that. Some other things that I've noticed by playing around with this. I mean, come on, guys. Look at this. Ferris really thought of something here. Look, you push these levers back, clip them in, clip. You're in transport mode, dude. That's phenomenal. I mean, they really thought of stuff here. So you jump on here. Look at that. It's perfect riding. Great riding. Phenomenal. Some things I wish I had is I wish I had a little cup holder somewhere, maybe off here. Maybe they should have bolted one here so I could put my gloves in, put my deck scraper in. I just wish that's some things I wish I had that I have on my zero turn that I do keep. Some issues that I do have is it's not easy to change the hydros in here. Got to take the tire off. I'm not quite sure. Been looking at videos. No one has done a really good video. And the thing that's really hard to change the hydros is you got to undo a bolt so that you can leak down the hydro, and it's hard to get to that bolt. I've looked everywhere, even online. You got to pull this plate off, it looks like. I'm just not a fan of how hard it is. If you don't take the breather bolts off, what's happened is when you fill these up, they won't leak down in. So look at that. I mean, it's hard to get your hand down through there, guys, to get to that breather bolt. And there's two of them. You just forget about going to that side over there. It's an issue. It's an issue, guys. It's an issue. So I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything. Hillside stability's been good. The build quality's good. The speed's good. I've not had one issue with this thing. If I had my dislike, it's a little hard for me with this overlap. That's the only thing I'm having a little trouble with, getting used to after a week. Still having a little trouble with this overlap. This big overlap here is just a little too big, and it's hard for me to turn it around and make my lines look right. I'm sure I'll get used to it. Guys, that is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video.